BlackBerry embraced Android with the BlackBerry Priv, and now they're at it again with this, the $299 BlackBerry DTEK50. Now that's a weird name, but they do say this is the most secure Android smartphone in the world, so let's take a closer look. Let's just address the elephant in the room right now. The DTEK50 is based on the TCL reference design that ultimately gave us Alcatel's Idol 4. Both share a 5.2-inch 1080p screen, a Qualcomm Snapdragon 617 chipset, 3GB of RAM, a 13-megapixel main camera, a 2600 mAh battery, and even a convenience key on the phone's right side you can assign shortcuts to. It's a pretty smooth little machine, and over my hours of fiddling, the DTEK50 came off like a decent, if slightly underpowered workhorse. It would have been nice to see BlackBerry choose a reference design with a beefier chipset like a Snapdragon 652, but the company just really wasn't trying to spend that kind of money. I haven't gotten a great feel for the camera yet, but early test shots seem in line with other devices that cost about the same, and you know what? The screen's pretty decent to boot. Here's the thing though, BlackBerry insists that the DTEK isn't a rebranded phone with a rugged rubber back. They say it's a standalone smartphone with security as its biggest selling point. From security keys baked into the processor during manufacturing to the full disk encryption that's enabled by default, it's clear that BlackBerry's chops at securing a phone's full software stack is one of its most powerful assets. As a DTEK50 user though, you won't really notice any of that. The phone's namesake DTEK app gives you an at-a-glance look of how secure your device is and how you can make it even safer, but that's really all the insight you get. On the plus side though, DTEK also gives you the option to manage your app's permissions from inside it, which is a nice touch made possible by Android Marshmallow. Meanwhile, the rest of the BlackBerry Priv's software features are back too, so you can manage your messages from the BlackBerry Hub and swipe up on app icons to see their widgets. Now, we're working on putting together our full review, but right off the cuff, my feelings are pretty mixed. As a business move, the DTEK50 is a really good idea. BlackBerry gets to put a brand new phone on the market, and I use brand new in air quotes, which you can't really see, but without spending a ton of money on product development, and they're priced to move in a way that enterprises can snap these up in huge quantities. The flip side of that is this is a BlackBerry that doesn't really feel like a BlackBerry. The hardware was almost completely handled by somebody else. There isn't that DNA that sort of makes BlackBerry hardware so special, and this is, I think, very much a turning point for the company. If this phone is good, and if it sells the way BlackBerry wants it to, this could mean that BlackBerry just lets other companies make their phones going forward. That isn't necessarily a bad thing. John Chen is committed to making this work as a profitable endeavor, and we're not going to see any more BlackBerries if that isn't the case. Still, it would be really sad to see that era finally come to a close. We're going to take some time to play with the BlackBerry DTEK50 in depth. It does seem like one of those devices that is well equipped to compete with other phones in the sort of mid-range, low-cost bracket, but we'll see how it goes. Stay tuned for our full review, and we'll catch you next time.